Good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? Please kindly confirm to me if you can hear me properly. Let me try and follow up with our chats in the comment section. Okay, good evening, everyone. I can see our chats already. So, am I loud enough? Am I clear enough? Can we hear me properly? My phone is on landscape orientation, so I'm trying to bend it back to portrait mode. Okay, thank you very much again for joining this class. I want to assure us that it's going to be another time of learning. Thank you very much, everyone. So, hi, this is the third week. I was hoping that some of these issues would have been resolved. So, how was our weekend now? How was our weekend? How was practice from the last class? Hope hope it has been engaging enough for us. Hope we have learned a lot. So kindly share with me in the comment section. Let me see our experience from the last class to now. What has been your experience? Just let me know. Put it there in the comment section. What has been your experience? Um, our assignments, I'm going to display some of them in class today. Um, Let me check to be sure that a lot of us did it. Yeah, quite good. Good, 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 good. So a lot of us did the assignments. That's a very good one. This is my first time in class. What have I missed? You have missed a lot. Too. You have missed a lot. Just make friends with some persons in class, and they will let you know a lot of things that we have learned and how you can catch up. I'm not sure you can catch up so soon like that because I've done a lot. I'll not lie to you, I've done a lot. So yeah, I've done a lot. So if it's your first time in class, you need to go and watch a replay of our videos. Of course, you can still submit the assignments. You can still do it and submit. Though as we progress, our assignments will begin to have timelines because we need to evaluate us and see, okay, this is the area where we are trying our best, and this is the area where we need to adjust a couple of things. So as we proceed, we might need to add timelines to submission of assignments. Somebody said the last class has disappeared. Today it has disappeared. I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah. Okay. You could not access the last class video on YouTube. Noted. Okay, so the last class, I think we were just talking about how to install Photoshop and how to make use of Photoshop tools. So to install Photoshop, just go to adobe.com, www.adobe.com, and download Photoshop. So I think it's free for the first 7 days. Then for the remaining days, you have to pay for it. You have to buy subscription for it. So that's if you miss the last class, just go to adobe.com to get Photoshop. So today we're going to be looking at the tools of Photoshop extensively. Is that nobody tried to practice with Photoshop over the weekend or Photopia if it is Photopia you use? I just want to be sure that we had an experience designing, regardless of the tool you use. So just let me know what the experience was while you were making your designs. That's what's most important for me. So let me just know what was going on in your head while you were making those designs. What was the challenges you faced? Probably we can also start by tackling some of the challenges you had. Why have you not been practicing, Mr. Victor? Mr. Holmes is Victor Oguntelu. Okay, it should be a male. Please let's practice. Let's make sure. I'll show you what I did today, and I'll show you what I did yesterday. So I do a lot of designs every day. I do a lot, like a lot of designs every day. But just for the sake of letting us know that as a designer, what makes you grow is constant practice. What makes you grow is you do it every day. You do it back to back every day. That is what makes you grow. If you sleep on it, the only time you can even sleep, you are permitted to sleep on it, maybe you want a time of recess, you want to rest from doing jobs back to back, and even while you are recessing, you are still learning. It's either you are on the field doing some works or you are at home relaxing, resting, and building energy, learning some more stuff so that when you come back fresh, you come back with a fresh approach to design and all of that. So, or make sure that every day you are designing, every day you are doing something about design, every day you are doing something around design. So it's very, very important. That's very, very, very important. Okay, you just couldn't understand the interface of Photopia. Okay, yeah. So I believe that's what we are here for. So we're going to look at the interface of Photopia together and also the interface of Pixel Lab. We're not able to download Photoshop. Just go to adobe.com to download Photoshop. Adobe.com. We get Photoshop on adobe.com. Yeah, so the last class where we were talking about installing font on your laptop, I think Mr. Dai already made an extensive explanation on that. So if you want to download fonts, just go to dafont.com, Google Fonts, 1001 fonts, free pick. You can get font ideas from free pick as well. So yeah, so that font.com, that's dafont.com, dafont.com. That's where you can download fonts from. 1001 fonts, Google Fonts, can download fonts from Google Fonts as well. So we might as well do a compilation of some of the fonts that we have and send to you so that you can have them on your system. But it's important that you start by downloading them yourself and installing them by yourself. That's how to learn. Download by yourself. Okay, the design we were trying to do was a little bit challenging because you missed the last class. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. So probably from this class we also get to catch up with one or two things. Okay, you use Canva. You're welcome. I already told us from the first class that it's creativity first before the tool. But some tools can have limitations. You understand? Some tools can have limitations. When I'm showing you what Photoshop tools can do now, you begin to judge whether you still want to go the Canva route or the Pixel Lab route. So, but it's actually your creativity first. What's going on in your head is more important than the software you are using to achieve it. What is going on in your head is more important than the software that you are using to achieve it. So that's um that's worthy of note. As guys do a lot of good designs with Canva. A lot of people do great designs with Canva. So it just depends on how you're able to use it effectively. You have not been able to download the Photoshop, www.adobe.com to download Photoshop. Okay, maybe we'll find a way to get the website across. Send the link to adobe.com to your WhatsApp community if you're not getting it. But www.adobe.com, that's where to get Photoshop. Okay, you downloaded the font on your laptop and it's not installing. Oh wow. How did you know what happened that is not installing? Fonts don't you usually have issues installing. Probably don't know how to install it well. Probably don't know how to install it. Oh wow, wow. I think I get you now. I get you now. Okay, that's noted. I use Photoshop for my design. Wow, that's good. Let me try and rush up the comments so that I can start. Okay, don't worry. I got your feedbacks that I'm too fast. So don't worry. I've That's why I've reduced my speed now. So initially I was like, you need to cover quite a number of things, but don't worry. Um, I've reduced my speed now, so you have nothing to worry about. Okay, photo pair was too complex, so you use Canva, no problem. Photopeer is not the same thing as Photoshop, but it has similar it has a similar interface to Photoshop. So that's why I'm considering using Photopeer. And Photopeer is spelled Photopeer. Photopeer. Okay, you don't have to start. Don't worry, you design. You design with Photoshop in this class. Don't worry. Photoshop tools were hard to locate. It's just there on your screen, but don't worry, I will show us some of the tools this class. So try this week, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to be doing Photoshop too. We're going to be working on tools in Photoshop. Try this week, today, tomorrow, Wednesday. So we're just going to be doing it back to back to be sure that we got the idea, you understand, to be sure that we understand what tool to apply to what. In engineering, you use the right tool for the right job. So in Photoshop as well, you use the right tool for the right job. You understand? So you understand how to go about it. Last class, I already taught us how to start with Photoshop, but maybe I kind of have to go back again since the last class is no longer available on YouTube. So I'll try and rephrase or for the sake of those that we're not in class as well, I try and go back to how you can set up your canvas in Photoshop and what each of the parameters stand for so that you can understand, okay, this and this and this is how um, to start, how to get started in Photoshop. So I'm going to go over that again. So stay glued to your screen. Don't allow the Photoshop interface to confuse you. Let me tell you something about how I got to learn Photoshop. Nobody taught me Photoshop from the start at the initial stage when I started using Photoshop. I just woke up one day and I said, I'm not going to use CorelDRAW again. I uninstalled CorelDRAW from my system and I got Photoshop. And I just started playing around with Photoshop. Just started, if I want to achieve something, something is in my head, but I don't know how to go about it. I do my research. You know, I told you that as a graphic designer, you also have to do a lot of research. I do my research and I find out how it is done in Photoshop. Before I started taking courses, started taking courses like you're doing now, and started, reading and all of that to learn about some of the things happening in Photoshop, so that I will not learn the wrong way. You understand? So don't worry. Don't allow it to scare you. Once you are not scared of the interface, you are 50% gone. You understand? I'm not sure what that issue is. So, um, Miss or Mrs. Veronica, you get suspended when you tag Incubator Nigeria. There are so many posts, so many persons that tagged Incubator Nigeria to submit the assignment. So I don't think it's an issue with Incubator Nigeria. No, it's got to be an issue with your Instagram account because a lot of people tagged Incubator. I saw a lot of assignments submitted as well, and I'm taking notes of the submissions. Don't think it's just a random submission. I'm taking note of those who submitted. We have a database of everybody that registered for this class. So, and we are taking note of the submissions. So, in case you have not been doing your assignments, I just say, let me quickly tell you an expo. Yeah. Color combinations are giving you wahala. Don't worry, you will get it right. Although we've taught color, we have moved on from color, but when we start creating designs practically in class, we might still have to touch colors again. So if you missed it the first class, don't miss coming classes. So let me answer this one. The reason why I don't want to answer is because I've already explained it earlier. The person said, I didn't see the video of our previous class on YouTube. YouTubers is no longer on YouTube, so it's no longer available on YouTube. But basically, what we taught in the last class, I already said I'll try to recap it again in this class. So calm down. I'm not sure Pentium R is suitable for graphic design because Photoshop is not a light file, it's not a light software, it's heavy. And if your system is not able to perfectly run Photoshop, you see the fan will be making noise. If you are not even careful, your system will start shaking. That's just a joke. So just try to, up your specifications. Somebody said I'm too technical. Oh my god. Don't worry, I'll go slowly. But you know that we have a lot of students on call in this class, so some are able to pick fast, and some are not able to pick fast. And the thing is, I don't want a situation whereby I will be slowing down some other persons, and I also don't want to be in a situation whereby I will be too fast for some persons. So I have to be in the middle. I have to go fast, come back, and pick it up for some of us as well that are very good learners. You can't download Photoshop on your phone. Download Photopea instead. No, Photopea is even a web-based platform actually. So Photopea and Pixel Lab. I don't think we mentioned about hashtag. We just simply said tag um, the Incubator Nigeria. We didn't really talk about hashtags. Photoshop works very well on Windows 11. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing something right. Photoshop works. My laptop is Windows 11. So Photoshop works very, very correct on Windows 11. I have to scroll very, very fast. Photopea is on system, and I think Photopea is on phone as well. Pentium R, I'm not sure Photoshop can work on it. If it's something on LinkedIn, it's okay, but I'm not going to check it on LinkedIn. Somebody else might check it on LinkedIn, but I'm going to use Instagram to check it for this class. If it's something else on Facebook, that's fine as well. But it might not just get reviewed, but it's fine. We'll see it. It might not get reviewed in the class. Does internet interfere with the functionality of Photoshop? As a matter of fact, as a designer, whenever you are designing, you have to make use of internet because you need to download your resources online, you know, get your resources into your software so that you can use them to make your design. So I don't know. Um, so it's good for you to design with internet whenever you want to make your design. So internet does not interfere with Photoshop except except you are using the trial version. You understand? The specifications again, very quickly, use minimum of a Core i5 system, minimum of an 8 gig RAM, be more, and what else? Core i5 8 gig RAM, whatever you choose your um, ROM to be, could be 500 gig if it is an HDD, SSD, and we use it to 56. Then it should be if you have graphics card, fine. If you don't have graphics card, fine. Okay, I don't know if I should do this. Hold on, please. trying to confirm something from my ogas if they permit, so that we can have everybody on the same page. Just go the Incubator Nigeria. That's the IG handle. The Incubator Nigeria. The Incubator Nigeria. That's the IG handle. Somebody said their own is 400 gig RAM. No, that should be an error. It's not 400. I don't think there's a RAM that's 400 gig. No, I don't think so. Okay, thank you. I think I've been able to answer everyone now. Yeah. I've been able to answer everyone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you where should we start from. Okay, guys, tell me, let me know where do you want us to start from. Should we review the assignment first, or we should go over the last class first? So which one should we do first? Too? Let me know. Let me know. Which should we do? Should we review the assignment, or we should go over the last class first? I'm waiting for us. Okay. So I think go over the last class is popping up more. So okay, let's go. Okay, so some of the questions that you have will pass. I'll send the information because I can't answer everybody. That's just the truth. So that if I start answering everybody, we will not leave here today. So some of the questions you asked me, I'll provide the answer to the organizers, and they'll get it across to you guys. So thank you very much. So let's go over the last class. So at the last class, we discussed. Let me be sure. Let me be following our. So we discussed Photoshop at the last class. So I explained a couple of things to us, layers. I even told us to use layers, marquee tool, and one other tool as an assignment. But before we got there, we're discussing about how to get in the Photoshop interface. So I told you guys I'm going to show you two designs I worked on. I'll just show you randomly. You understand? So yeah, so let me show you so that you can be sure that um so if you're not on the community, please send a mail to DSA. Um yeah, so if you're not on the community, if you're not on the WhatsApp community, just send a mail to DSA. If you have not been added to the WhatsApp community, just send a mail. I believe you have seen a couple of mails from DSA already. So you know where to reply your mails to. Yeah, so we'll discuss how to get into Photoshop. So let me show you what my designs look like. So you guys will judge me. You guys judge me if I've done a good job with my design. Uh, so this is the first design I will show you guys. So judge me. If one of the attributes of a good designer, you learn what's happening now. You learn to take accept criticism and take correction. I try to share my screen, but it's not sharing. Is it that they don't want me to show you? Okay, so it's there now. Let me look for another design that I can quickly see. Okay, let me just display these two. So you guys just tell me what to think about them. The assignment will not be accessed on X, so it won't. Okay, so I made this design. What do you guys think about it? The very simple and basic design. So what do you think about it? Do you get the gist immediately at first glance? So let me know. Don't just say God when. No. Is it functional? So are my images telling the story? Is it pertinent to the text, the copy you see above? So the reason why I'm showing you this is so that you have an idea of what we are talking about when we get to the practical class. Okay. So somebody said it talks about diversity in culture, which tells you that um, regardless of your culture and all of that, when you come to this particular school, your dreams come true. You understand? I spoke about the functionality of design. Somebody passing sees this kind of attire related to their culture, it makes them attracted. They want to pause. They want to stop and say, I have an identity on this design. What's going on here? You understand? It's okay. Okay, nice. There's nothing too advanced in this design. Somebody said this is too advanced for us to judge. It's not too advanced. So. It's not too advanced. So. It's not too advanced. So. Okay, so let me show you the second one. So let me show you the second one. Let me show you the second one. Okay, good. Good. Somebody said, why did you use green on top of the design? Green just represents Nigeria. That green, white, green you see just talks about Nigeria. It's a Nigerian school. There's a tendency for you to see American. That's the catchy attention. The American is big. What American? What's going on here? But it's just the green, white, green is to show, is to tell you that okay, this is a Nigerian school, even though it's affiliated with an American school. You understand? So you see them holding the Nigerian passport and some holding the US flag. You understand it? So that's what's just trying to create an attention that okay, this is a Nigerian school. You understand? It's a Nigerian school that when you finish your ND program, you can get a direct processing to go and study abroad without any hassle. So that's just what I'm trying to communicate in the design. This is not an art, this is not a promo, this is just for the sake of this class. So I've just explained what those green lines represent. That's green, white, green, that's Nigerian flag. Okay, good, nice observation. One said the blue is blocking the board they are holding. That's a very nice observation. But that's not a distraction, anyways. The only thing I would have said is that probably the details of the handles should have come down a little bit more. Wow, that's good. That's good. That's keen eye for detail. So you guys can see now that I'm training good designers or better designers than myself. So that's good. So please check your emails by 9 p.m. tonight. Check your emails. If you have not joined the community, they will send a mail to you from DSA on how to join the community, please. So if you have not joined the community, just check your mail by 9 p.m. tonight. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. How did I arrange the pictures? Don't worry, we'll get to that in class. Mm. Somebody else has noted something very, very remarkable. Wow, wow. Even me, I'm just observing something now. Like the guy on the experiment kind of like pocketed the American flag or used his arm to hold it to his body. Why is he not holding it in his hands? Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you for that observation. That's the logo. That's the way the logo is. Thank you. So since it's talking about school, why is there still box instead of school? The box is to tell you that they are traveling, they are done with their national diploma. So now they are traveling. That's why you have that airplane background. Now they are traveling abroad to go and finish up and get their bachelor's degree abroad. So that's just the communication there. So before, when you look at design, you try to analyze, okay, what's going on in this design. You understand? Just try to analyze, okay, what's going on in this design. The red color used for the American Polytechnic of Nigeria is sort of small. I don't get that. But sometimes I know I spoke about balance. Balance. You don't want it to be too big. I don't want it to be too small. If it's too big, it defeats the purpose of your design. So in this case, I think this is just the perfect text size I can use because I wanted the name of the school on one line and then dreams come true on another line. So if I wanted it bigger, I will break the name of the school, which I don't want to do that, which is not what I want to do. So the school is in Nigeria, so they are the airports to take their flight to the US. Thank you. They are traveling to the US to do their course. The school is a Nigerian school where after completing your first 2 years in that school, they take you abroad. After following some due processes, you go abroad to complete it's a polytechnic in Nigeria, and polytechnics they give diploma. That's the degree they give in polytechnic. So after your national diploma, you go abroad for your bachelor's degree. So that's the way the polytechnic works here in Nigeria. So it's somebody's dream to travel abroad to complete their education. So we're now telling them at American Polytechnic of Nigeria dreams. Some of us already got the concept of this design, but I'm only trying to explain for those of us that didn't get the concept of the design. So now you see the lady, the second lady from the left holding American Polytechnic of Nigeria national diploma. So meaning that she is traveling with a national diploma from Nigeria to go and finish her studies abroad and get a bachelor's degree. Exactly now. Thank you, SARS. Okay, that's that on this design. So let me show you the second design and let's go ahead. Let me know your thoughts as well on the second design. So it's coming up in a bit. So I'm going to this. I don't know why the second design is not coming up here too. I'm trying to see uh, what's going on. Technical support because I'm trying to display the second image. Not this one, the second image. Or maybe I should share it again. Let me share it again. I'm sure that I'm already putting some of us in the position of a designer. You're already thinking like a designer. So still keep saying there's an issue with your file. But I already shared it before. Okay, so I've it's in the studio now. I don't know technical support, please. If it's possible, can you hear me display the second image? Okay, so it's up now. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much, technical support. I see all the questions you guys are asking, but all the questions are not necessary. What is most important is that you get the information on the design. So you most likely would have seen the design on their page or something, which leads you to get more information. You see people holding US flag, you see Nigerian flag, you see at this school dreams come true. It builds curiosity in you. You want to ask more questions, you want to get more information, which you are not going to get on that single design. All the information you're asking, what the design is doing to you now is making you curious. You want to go to their website to get more information. I hope you understand now. So that means my design was functional because at the end of the day, you guys are asking questions. So why this? So why that? So why this? Why you have a lot of questions. And if you notice at the footnote, I put www.apn.edu.ng. That's if you need more information, go to this website. And I put their social media handles as well. If you need more information, go to this website. So it's that means the design was functional because it raised a lot of questions in your mind. So you people should clap for me in the comment section. Let me see you people clap for me. Just clap for me in the comment section. Oh, I see the clap. Thank you very much. I'm reading a lot of comments that is actually making me like, wow, wow. Somebody said this design is not functional. They don't get information. I'm like, really? Do I need to explain what functionality is again? I think we have had this class before, so you might want to go back and watch the first class. But a lot of people got it right, yeah. So a lot of people um, got it right. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna try to explain this design to you guys so that I can answer some of your questions. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, number one, you need to understand with that the fact that sometimes when you are working with some clients, we have what is called brand colors. You understand? There are some colors that No matter what you are trying to illustrate, it has to be relevant to the brand's color. You understand? What has been obtainable in the past? What are they using constantly? Eh? So you have to understand that so that you don't do when they say the brand color is blue, you don't start designing with green because you feel green is what resonates with the brief. No, you've got to stay glued to the brand color if there is an existing brand color. Now, talking about this design, this is not a full design. You understand? This is a musical concert. Like you can see the image of the minister already holding microphone, singing. They don't need anybody. You can see even the the light, is it trust they call it or banner. You don't need anybody to tell you or preach to you that this is a musical concert. So, and then you can see the Lekki Bridge, like somebody notably noted uh, or observed in the comment section, tells you that it's holding in Lagos. So, and you can see the yellow and black Lagos in it. So, that's it. This is just an anticipation design. It's not so much of details and all of that. Blah, 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 blah. So, thank you very much. Thank you. Someone said the alignment. Well, these are the things I expect that you observe in the design. The alignments, even distribution of space, composition, choice of typography or choice of fonts. I only use two here in all of the design. I only use two. And one was prominent. The other one is the one I used to write champion. The remaining is the same font I used. So those are the things I believe you begin to analyze when you see designs. Just two fonts. Emphasis of born champion. God bless you. It's a church program happening in June. You see now, visibility, it's sharp to your eyes, it catches your attention. You want to come down and look at it like, why all this light, blah blah blah, light everywhere. But some people don't like it like that too. So you also have to pay attention to what your clients like. Some people don't want all this color like that, but my clients loves it like this. They want it blah 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 like that. They want it all over the place. So which is none of your business if you don't like it. You're not my client anyways. So that was just on a lighter note actually. So let's go back. Thank you very much. So don't worry, I will still review what you also did over the weekend. So asymmetrical balance. This is not asymmetrical balance. This is symmetrical. Okay, yeah, asymmetrical balance because the light bar was a composition I was used to balance the space. Oh yeah, correct. So the fonts follow radial symmetry. No, there's no radial symmetry in that design. No. Don't get it wrong. Oh. Or is it because of the O that is in born? The way I actually made use of that O is a font. It's called Stretch Pro. So if you type a letter twice, it stretches it. As I typed O twice, that's why it made it like that. So I'm already giving you some exposure. So the logic is just that understand what your client wants. You understand? So then you design according to the brief. Mr. Dayo already told us that in one of our classes. Stay glued to the brief. What do they want? And do it professionally for them. Sefine. Most of the time some clients don't even know what they want. That's just the truth. So you just have to learn how to. We also have that in plan. Excuse me. It's part of what we learn towards the end of this class, how to handle clients, how to charge, how to communicate your values, etc. etc. So you are not just going to be learning the skills, you're also going to be learning the soft skills as well. So thank you. So I'll just go ahead and show my Photoshop now. Um good. So let me go to new. So can we see my screen? It's it's 8 minutes to it's 8 minutes to break. Can we see my screen? I don't know why this thing is static. This is not where I am. I've passed. I don't know. This is not where I am. Let me try and share it again. This technical support. Can you remove that Epic Edge Studios uh comment on YouTube? It keeps still showing there. So, okay, okay. This particular stuff I want to show us now, it has refused to show. I don't know. It has refused to show. Those I missed last class. Let me try another method again. Just be praying that it will display exactly what I want, because I don't know why it's not. All these our tech things. So it's like I've been removed from the studio or what? Okay, so yeah, can you all see it now? Okay, so last class I was trying to explain how to set up your canvas in Photoshop and what each of the items on the first Photoshop interface represents. So, and I told us this place you are seeing recent, where you see my cursor, is just suggests the recent aspect ratios I've used for my designs. So, but for you now, you want to come and set up a new interface for yourself. And of course, there are some already there are some presets that are there already for you to make use of. So for instance, now, you know, if you come here, I told us that whenever we want to design for screen, that means we are doing a design that will be displayed on social media, on websites, on whichever platform that, or for your gallery. For screen, I told you to use a resolution of 72. A resolution of 72. So of which I also told us that when you're making designs for print, you use 300 as your resolution. And the unit of resolution is PPI. PPI, which stands for pixels per um, inch. Yeah, PPI. So pixels per inch. Hold on a minute. So which stands for, I hope you are following what I'm saying because I don't want us to be distracted from the class. Which stands for pixels per inch. And if you have a look at all this information here, you see that there are some already saved sizes for you. So, for instance, okay, let me explain this first. Look at all these units that you can see here. You can see pixels, you can see inches, you can see centimeters, millimeters, points, picas. So, for those two major modes of design, I mean for print and for screen, if you are working with screen, you can make use of pixels. Most of the time you're going to have to work with pixels if you are designing for screen. And if you are designing for print, because it's Photoshop and there is nothing like feet in Photoshop, you know, when you are designing for print, you measure in feet or in meters. But we don't have meters in Photoshop and we don't have feet in Photoshop. We only have pixels, inches, centimeters, millimeters, points, and picas. So you are going to have to use inches. So, and I explained that from the last class, I explained that if you are using inches, 12 inches represents 1 foot. So, if you are making a print design, maybe the print design is 3 feet by 4 feet, what you just simply do is multiply 3 by 12 uh, and 4 by 12, which gives you the measurement you input here for the width and for the height when you are doing a print design in Photoshop. So, but then your color mode now changes from RGB to CMYK because I told us that when you are designing for screen, you use RGB color mode. But when you are designing for print, if it's something that you want to print, maybe it is banner or whatever it is you want to print, you use the CMYK color mode. So now, so just supposing you are designing for print, and you have to do a large format. That's a large format is a very wide design, a very big design. You have to print maybe a billboard now, and your system specification is low. You are going to experience a lot of challenges while designing. Your laptop might start hanging, all manner of things start come because of your specifications. That's why I said it is very important for you to have a good specification where you want to install Photoshop. So we need to go on a break. It's 8 o'clock already. Our attendance break. It's time for our attendance break. So we'll be right back by 8:05. We'll be back by 8:05. Technical support. I'm not sure why the screen is okay. Yeah. So we'll be back by 8:05. Thank you. Okay, so welcome back to class, everyone. Welcome back to class. Welcome back to class. Welcome back to class. I was our short break. Hope it was impactful. Let me go ahead and share my screen so that we continue from where we stop. Okay, please, technical support kindly help with attendance link because a lot of them are asking for the link. So I believe uh, that's an important information for us that all community links have been sent via emails. So please check your mail. So let's move on. So as I was explaining, somebody was asking that can the design I shared with us earlier be technical support? Please show only my screen. I don't want them to see my face. Just show only my screen so that it can be bigger and wider for them to see. Take my face away. My face is not fine. Thank you very much, technical support. So yeah, so that we can see it very well. So you can try and attempt it on phone. The first one can be attempted on phone, but the second design, capital, no, you can't do that. I don't know. I don't think so. You can't do that because there were some manipulations I did there that you can't really carry out on phone. So yeah. So now you can see on my screen, you can see 300. That's this for print. When I mentioned what I mentioned earlier for print, then you do 72 for screen. So and don't forget the color mode for each of them. The RGB for screen and the CMYK for what's that called, for print as well. So you can see all these presets here. You can see all these presets. I explain sizes of papers as well. I explain sizes of paper: A4, A4, A6, A5, A3. All of us know A4 paper. That was what I used to explain in last class. All of us know what A4 paper is. A4 paper is that paper that you used to do photocopy or used to do printing when you were in school. Or even now, self, let me see a direct application of those papers. We used to print documents, office documents, and all of that. That's A4 paper. The forms they print for you in bank when you go to bank, all those A4 paper and that's A4 paper. So if you join it together, if you double it, it gives you A3 paper. If you double the A3 paper, it gives you A2 paper. So if you hold the A4 paper now and you divide it into two horizontally, it gives you two A5 papers. If you hold the A5 paper and you divide it into two as well, it gives you A6 paper. So I explained that the last time. So if you want to design any design you want to make on A4, you can just simply come to Photoshop here and make just select it. You see it's already in 300 resolution because on the menu bar here is for print. I'm selecting the menu bar for print. And come here, you see arts and illustrations. Come here, you see web, see mobile phone, see film, video, etc., etc. So majority of the times you want to design with square pixels. So you know that former uh I'm trying to check our comment to be sure I'm seeing. Somebody just asked the question that all the Photoshop that have been downloaded is not for designing, it's for photo editing. Photoshop can perform all manner of functions, similar to what I discussed in the last class. So if you want to design for square pixels, you know that WhatsApp DP size. That's you can use maybe 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, or 1,080 pixels by 1,080 pixels. What it just tells you is that if you use 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, your image will not be as sharp as when you use 2,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels. I hope somebody's understanding me now. Pixels just simply means the amount of in photography, I think, is the amount of light dots in an image. So what you are saying is that you are using 1,000 pixels on the as your width and 1,000 pixels as your eyes. So, and of course, if you have the same image in 2,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels, I don't need to preach you that. Of course, we already know that the one with 2,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels will be sharper. It will be sharper. It will be sharper. So, but the standard, you can use 1,080 pixels by 1,080 pixels. I just use 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels as a basic standard. But if you have a laptop that can do better, can do more than that, you can just go ahead and input the figure you want. So also, I also tweak my size sometimes. I decide to use 1080 by 1200. I may decide to use 1080 by 1350. It just depends on how I want the design to look. Maybe I want it to be in portrait mode so that I can accommodate more information, or whichever way I want it. So, for the sake of this class, I will just come straight here. Let me put DSA class. So this is where this place, this particular place here, is where you name your file, your Photoshop document. This is where you name your file. And here, this is the width. The width is just like the breadth of your design. So I want to put the breadth as 1080. Then I want to put the height at 1080 as well. So this is a square pixel. So the height is equal to the width. Height is equal to the width. But for instance, let's say I don't have the same values for the width and the height. Let's say I have 1,200 for the height. So if I see these two orientation, this orientation is known as the portrait orientation. The portrait orientation is the height is longer than the width. The height is longer than the width. Portrait orientation is simply the orientation you get when you hold your mobile phone. But when you want to see a movie and you bend your mobile phone to look like a rectangle, then is a uh, that is now a landscape orientation mode. That is now a landscape orientation mode. So now my width is 1080 and my height is 1200. If I want this to be in landscape mode, I just click on this icon here, then it changes it. You can see that now my width is 1,200 and my height is now 1080. If I want it back in portrait mode, I just come back and change it to portrait mode. So but now I want us to use square pixels for the sake of this class. So 1080. I'm designing for screen. Of course, I use 72 pixels per inch and I use RGB. You can leave the other settings as default as they are. and I go ahead and create. So now this is my canvas. This is where I begin to do all the magic I want to do. So those of us that don't know how to get started with Photoshop, that is how to get started. Now you are in the area where you want to make your designs work. So if you look up here, you see require the number of menu, blah 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 blah, and all. So if you come to window, let me start from the back. You come to window, you see arrange. You, now this is where you see, for instance, if you have more than one project opened in Photoshop, it's possible for you to see, for you to have, like for instance, right now I have a lot of projects. You can see all my projects that are opened. You can see this, you can see this, you can see this, you can see this, you can see this. I have a lot of projects already opened. So if I come to window, so you can go to arrange. So this suggests how I can arrange all my files. Tile all vertically, tile all horizontally, consolidate all to tabs. And this is what I'm currently using, consolidate all to tabs. But if I want to, okay, let me toggle with it a little. Look at 6 up, see now, see. It has collapsed all my files into one window, but I want it to be consolidated to all to tabs. So all of them can be in tabs. You understand? All of them can be in tabs. So that's one. Uh, so then see other settings here that I can toggle with. So workspace. Now I told you we can use Photoshop to do quite a number of things. So the attendance register now is in the comments. So just go there and tap it and click your attendance. So you go to workspace, you see essentials. Essentials is just like the default setting on Photoshop, just like the default setting on Photoshop. So if you click on it, you see it will rearrange the workspace. Let me click on it now. See it will rearrange. Can you see now? It has rearranged the workspace to essentials now. Oh my goodness. So now you see, let me go back. That scattered that scattered my Photoshop. Just hold on a minute. Let me try to fix this. Yeah. So I want to go back there. See, as that was essentials. It's just trying to arrange all the tools, just trying to arrange everything you will need as an essential, as a basic need for Photoshop. So let's say I want to use Photoshop to do 3D designs. I come here, it will also arrange all the tools in a way that is easy for a 3D designer to make use of it. So let me click on it now. Look at it now. So it has brought out some things, although all of them is still like, but the primary addition will be this pop-up here, the 3D postcard, 3D extrusion, mesh from preset, but we're not trying to do any 3D work here. So just trying to show you. So see graphic and web. This is another, this is very basic for graphics designers and web designers. You can use Photoshop as well to design your web banners. You know, I told you that Photoshop, you can do a lot with Photoshop. So look at motion. Then if you want to paint, if you're a digital painter, see it here. Photographers, this is a mode for photography here. You can see it here already. See all your adjustment panels and all that. Although we still make use of this in design actually. So that's that about that. Then all these options you see here can be brought to your tools. You can use them to arrange your workspace. For example, now let's say I want to have color on this panel here. I come here, I click on color. Can you see now? It pops up here. So that I don't have to be coming here all the time to look for color. So character as well. Character is just talking about your typography, formatting of your typography. When if you want to format, change font and all of that, I click on character. You see it now. It has come here already. So if I don't want it to be my canvas, if I don't want it to be on my worksheet, I'll just come back here. Maybe it's getting clumsy, it's getting too busy. I just come back to window and click on it again for it to disappear. Okay, it's still even here. So that's good. I just simply uh co- collapse it from here, and otherwise I want to keep it because I'll be needing it from time to time. So you can also arrange all this panel on your left where you want it. You understand, so that it's easy for you. So you can arrange it. You can expand. Look at it. You can expand it. You can collapse it back, just the way you want it. So easy that way. This is practical class, so there is no soft copy manual for this. This is practical class. For those of us using phone, I already told you do something. Don't worry about it. So yeah, so Photoshop also that's that about the arrangement of some of the settings that you might need all the time. See, tools, presets, timeline. So this timeline is basically for when you want to do your GIFs, because Photoshop is not a photo editing software, but you can use it to create GIFs, etc., etc. Color swatches, styles, shapes, properties, patterns, a whole lot you can explore. So yeah, so let me now come back to the front here where you have file. So you can see if you want to open a new project, you come here, new. If there's a project you want to open, it's already on a PSD file. PSD simply means Photoshop document. You have a PSD file on your laptop you want to open and continue working with. You come here, you click on open. So you want to browse for elements, you open as smart object, etc. So these ones are self-explanatory just as you read them. This particular file drop down menu is on basically all softwares. You see file, even in Microsoft Office, Google Meet, Google Meet, Google Docs, you see file. It just talks about saving, opening, exporting, etc. etc. Same here, edit. Yeah, so we'll be coming here often when we start designing a lot of things. So image, the image mode, we set it to RGB earlier, adjustments, you see brightness. So supposing you have an image in Photoshop now, this is where we can come here to adjust the brightness, the levels. All these stuff that you see here, they are the same thing that is here. They are the same thing that you see here. You understand? So it's just a kind of shortcut. In Photoshop, you need to also learn for shortcuts so that you don't have to be going a longer route to achieve uh, some things. So if you look here, you see auto tone, auto contrast, auto color. Now, if you are doing a design and maybe you don't know your canvas size, or maybe you want to change your canvas size, let me put it that way, you can easily come to here to image, click on canvas size. You can see now this was the canvas size we were using, 1080 by 1080. So you can make edits if you want. Maybe I want to use 1200 now. 1200. Just click on OK. So it has added uh, extra um, extra pixels to my canvas, but I'm just going to press Ctrl Z now. So now the image size is your current, see now your current worksheet, this white space. So then if you want to increase it as well, you can increase it from here. But the original size is 1080 by 1080. Now let's do a test now. Let's do a test. The other time I was telling you that 1000 pixels cannot be as sharp as 2000 pixels. Now look at this image size here. This is 3.34 MB. 3.34 megabytes. So I'm now going to come here and increase the width to, let's say, 2000. Can you see? It was 3.34 M before. Now it is 11.4 M. What that tells you is that now this image is the quality has increased, is now sharper because it has added more pixels. So, and as it has added more pixels, it will take more energy from my laptop to function. So there is a part of you now finding the balance and know that okay, this is what can work perfectly with my laptop. So you want to work with lesser pixels but less sharp or less sharper images. So that's explained now. So that's that on image. So image rotation, of course, just as the English says, you can rotate your image 180 degree, 90 degrees, counterclockwise. Let me try and bring in. I already taught us how to do this last week. How to bring in images from outside Photoshop. How to bring in elements from outside Photoshop. So let me see. Let me bring in this image and which other image am I going to bring in and kind of check for images. I not downloaded images of recent. Sorry, I'm boring you. It's my laptop. Um, okay, let me go with these two images. Yeah, so you can just drag whatever you want to use. Can just drag it in on Photoshop. So yeah, so this is an image. Let's just go and do some practicals with those tools. Yeah, so let's say this is an image now. Of course, this is an image. You can see it has its own layer here. So everything I'm doing, we apply to the layer of this image because I'm working with the layer of this image. Or alternatively, you can just copy an image from wherever it is. Let's say I want to copy this now. See, copy image. This is actually the icon for copy here. Copy image. Then I go through V or Command V. So the image is going to drop in my Photoshop. Hold on a minute. Okay, let me go back and copy it again. I think we not copy very well. Show more options. Yeah, copy. Come to Photoshop and Control V. Oh, I think something is wrong with my Photoshop. I might probably have to restart it. But usually, yeah, that's it. You can also explore that route by copying and pasting like that. Let me try another image, probably it's that image that is giving that stubborn attitude. So copy. Okay, so I don't know. I think it's that it's probably that image. It's probably because I need to restart my Photoshop. I think I need to restart my Photoshop. So, but let me continue first. So now our image is in now. I want to come to this image and try and see one or two things I can do to it. Okay, so I should always mention what I click on. Okay, I'll do that. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, so I come to this mode. You see different, yeah. So okay, now this image, this particular image now is a smart object. So a smart object, yeah, a smart object is an object that has a subset, like a subset of itself. For example, now this image now, if I click on this little icon beside the layer here, it will lead me to a PSB file. PSB file is Photoshop Smart Object. So whatever I do on that PSB file and I save it, automatically comes to form on the main image. So that's what a smart don't worry, when we teach mockups and other things, image editing, grouping images, I'll teach you smart objects. So you come here, come to, if you click on auto tone, pay attention to the image. Oh, let me zoom it closer for you. So you can see the image now. It's an AI generated image. So you click on the image, whatever layer you want to work on, you have to click on it. You have to tap on it on the layers panel. See it here on this is my layers panel. You can move it around though. You can let me make it longer so that you can see everything I'm doing very well. So you can move. That's one thing about Photoshop. It's very, very flexible. You can even decide to bring your layers panel here. The way depending on how convenient you want it to be. You understand? But you can't do that on Canva. You can't move anything. It is where Canva put it, Canva put it. So you have to go and be looking for it anytime you want to use it. But Photoshop, the why even this is not even it's because of this class I collapse my toolbar. This is how this is my toolbar on the left here. This is my toolbar on the left here. Usually I collapse my toolbar like this and I drag it, I move it close to my workspace. This is how I use my toolbar. But in Photoshop default setting is like this. You understand? It's just long on the side like this. That is the default setting of the Photoshop toolbar. So but me, I want to make it convenient for myself. So I just go ahead and collapse it like this and carry it to wherever I want to adjust it to so that it can display. I can just come here, pick on my tool, do whatever I want to do with the image. So, but I am purposefully not coming here yet to this toolbar yet. We'll see explore it, but let me just take us around. Uh, First, let me take us round. So you can come here. Photoshop has some default. Photoshop has brain. So it can perform some functions for you by itself. For example, look at this auto tone now. You can click on auto tone. It magically performs auto tone feature on the image by itself. So press Ctrl. So it's very, very the change you may not notice the change so much, but if you look very, very, very deep into the skin, you will notice it. So it's not so much auto contrast. Yeah, so auto color. Can you see now? Click on it. Can you see that? Are you seeing the changes or am I the only one seeing the changes? Okay, so let's go on. Yeah, so image rotation, I told us that I can rotate it 180 degrees. Can you see that? That's how to rotate in Photoshop. Can rotate 180 degrees, 90 degrees clockwise. Uh, what else? 90 degrees counterclockwise. So another way you can rotate is just that's what we call transform chords in Photoshop. You can achieve that by just simply pressing Ctrl T on the image you want to use transform chords on. Just press Ctrl and T. So you see these nodes around your images. You see all these nodes. So that you don't simply move your cursor and click, left click and hold it down, then drag it the way you want it to take shape or take form. So for you to snap perfectly, you hold shift. Once you hold shift to snap to 0 degrees, then you click on enter to place the image. That's all. So which one do you prefer now? Do you want to come to image and go to image rotation and start pressing 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 90 degrees, or just simply click on the image, bring out your transform calls by pressing Ctrl T or Command T. Then you use your cursor to drag it the way you want it. Hold shift for it to snap. That's all. You see why I told you that in Photoshop there are longer routes or longer routes to achieving things, and there are also shorter routes to achieving things. So for instance now, under this image you see adjustments here. You brightness, see levels, curves, exposure, vibrance, hue, saturation, all that. It's all here. Everything is here. You can see it's all here on my right side. You see it now. Brightness, levels, exposure, vibrance, hue and saturation, color balance, black and white. They are all there. You understand? So now let's try and play around the adjustments and let's see how we can achieve something tangible. Yeah, so I want to come to the brightness slash contrast here. Click on it, brings out this panel. So you just sort of slide through and you see it's getting brighter. It's getting brighter. Let me increase image now. See, if we toggle it up more, it gets more brighter. So when you want to work with an image, for instance, let's say the image is dark a little bit. I just come to brightness here and bring out the light in the image. And whenever you are working with images, it is very, very important that you watch the skin tone. You watch the skin tone of your subject so that you are not editing and then there is too much red in the skin. The human skin is not actually color red, and there's a tendency for you to have so much red in your skin or too much purple or whichever color it is that is getting too much. But with editing, you can correct all of those issues. So now look at contrast now. See now, color is popping out more. Can reduce the contrast. Oh, this is not working out for me because the way the image is looking, I don't really like it. So I want to adjust my contrast a little bit. It's looking too dull. So I want to adjust my contrast. So you can see it now. So though there is still some red, so I just kind of try to adjust it. Yeah. So when I get that perfect skin tone, I feel it's good, then you tone it down. So everything in Photoshop as well is just moderation. Is moderation. So now let's go and see the before and after. This is the layer, this is adjustment layer on top of the image now. So what this just simply does now is that this adjustment I have made now on top of the image layer applies to everything under the adjustment layer. So in order for it not to apply to everything under the adjustment layer, I'm just going to right click on the adjustment layer and create clipping mask, so that you click on create clipping mask so that the adjustment you just made is going to apply to just the image directly under the adjustment layer. So now I want to see how my image was before and how it is now that I have applied the adjustment. So I toggle the eye icon in front of the adjustment layer like this. Can you see now? This was how my image was before. But after I've applied a simple brightness and contrast, it's now a bit lighter and more colorful. So do we see that? So, but it doesn't end there. there is uh there is what we call hue and saturation. Let me click on hue. Hue is color, right? Saturation is the we already learned what saturation is all about and what hue is all about. Saturation is just how the amount of color or how bright the color is. Levels. Hold on a minute, please. Yeah, so we can continue now. Uh, so now the same thing applies here. We need to create clipping marks so that whatever we do on hue and saturation, we apply to just this image. So now I'll come here and create clipping mask. Yeah. So if I come to hue and I begin to toggle it, see the color starts changing. Color starts changing. The color change is applying to everything on the design, right? Everything on the image, right? But I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. The human skin is not color blue, abi? So I don't want that to happen. So I just want to go to get it back to middle where it was before, or come here and click and type 0 so that it takes it back to where it was before. Now, so it's either you come here and select the actual color you want to work on. For example, if I want to work on greens, I click on green. So there is green in the background. Let me click on green. Now I've selected green. So whatever I do on this hue panel applies to the green alone. Watch the green now in the background. Can you see that? As I'm moving the panel, can you see now? Can you see that that green flower behind underneath is changing color as I'm changing the hue? Can you see that? So it's changing color. So yeah, let's assume I leave it like this. So that's for green. But if I don't want to come and choose colors here, let's say I don't want to come and select color here, I just simply want to use my eyedropper tool. I just come and select this icon right beside it. See this icon right beside it, and let me select a suit or a jacket. Select the color on a jacket. Probably the color on a jacket is not listed here. I just select the color on a jacket. Yeah. So that whatever I do applies to only a jacket. Then I come and slide here. Can you see that? Sorry, still applying on everything. No, 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 no. There's something I'm not doing right. 0. Let me work on that again. Still applying. Okay. Now this is, let me see. Let me see if this works now. Oh no, no. So it's not working. It's probably why it's not working. Let me look for another image that sort of has okay, let me check this other image that we have here and bring it up. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let me rotate this image now. I want to practicalize that with this image. Look at this image now. So we already taught us transform, or how to transform your image, how to rotate your images and all of that. So let me see. I don't want to go back and tell you. So this is how I got this. It's not properly rotated. Hold on a minute. Yeah. So okay. So now I want to go back to that hue and saturation. Yeah. So number one, look at this image now. This image is dark. Abi? This image is dark. I can't really see very well. So now I want to come to my adjustments layer, or my adjustment panel rather. So you just click on brightness and contrast like we did for the first picture. Pull up the brightness so that it's brighter, we can see it better. Then come to the contrast as well, adjust it. So yeah, that's it. So don't forget, you need to create clipping mask so that whatever you are doing applies to that image, you know. But now on this, on the anime, you see that there is so much yellow on it. There's so much yellow on it. So I want to tone that down. I come to hue and saturation. That's why I told you that whenever you're working on designs, there's a lot you are doing to make the design come. You are not just designing for designing sake. So I come here, the yellow is too much, right? I come here, select yellow, then I reduce it from the saturation. See that? Reduce the lightness. See that? See that? So I tone it down. So then the blue, this tool I was trying to use at that time, I want to change the color of this blue. I come here, I click on the blue or the cyan, and I tweak it to what I want. You see now it's green now. So I've literally changed the color of our shirt from blue to green, or from blue to whichever color. You see now, simply using the adjustment layer. So I can also tweak it uh, another color here. I am surprised that nobody is typing anything again. Are we still following, or I'm just talking to myself? Hello, anybody there, or we are lost? Is it that we are lost, or we are no more following? Please let me know in the comment section if you are still with me, because it seems I'm talking to myself. Hello. Okay. So please let me know. I'm not seeing our comments again. That's why I had to pause. So if you are still here, please just carry me along by leaving a comment. Let me be sure. Oh. I've seen your comments. I've seen your comments. Okay, so let me continue. Sorry. I had to stop sharing because I felt I was not seeing anybody again, so I was feeling lonely. Like, what's going on? So, but now I can confirm now. So let me let me go back. So I hope you can see my screen again now. So you can see my screen now, right? Adobe Photoshop 7 cannot work. So yeah, so that's how you can simply change the color of shirts in Photoshop. This is one method you can use to change the color of shirt and do color manipulations in Photoshop. And don't forget I said you have to create clipping marks so that except if you want the adjustment layer to apply to everything on those layers. You understand? So, and of course, it doesn't end there. You have levels, you have curves, exposure, vibrance, color balancing, black and white. If I click on black and white now, it just simply turns my image to black and white. You see it already. So if I click on let me delete that. If I click on um posterize, you see the effect of that now. It posterizes my image. Look at it. So yeah. So please let me know if you learned something from this class. Did you learn anything? Did you learn anything? Let me know if you learned a lot. So our assignment for the next class, let me so you download a random image online, because we're about to round up now. It's time for classes going. Yeah, so now our assignment for next class. Thank you very much for coming to class today. Let me know, did you enjoy the class? So now our assignments for next class, you create your own Photoshop document in portrait mode. You create your own Photoshop file in portrait mode. This is for those that are using Photoshop that are probably following me, because we have not moved to Photopea and we have not moved to Pixel Lab. But however, if you want to still try it out on Photopea or Pixel Lab, no problems. I don't have any problem with that. So you create an image of any image at all you can find online that is dark, maybe not well, treated and all of that. So you take it to Photoshop, 1200 pixels by 1080 pixels, 1200 pixels by 1080 pixels. That's 1200 by 1080. So you put the raw image one side, and the image that you have edited by the side. You understand? Just with this little thing that you have learnt in class today. If you are able to change the color of the person's shirt, fine. But if you are not able to do that as well, fine. But I just want you to, I just write maybe before and after, before image and after image. At the top, just write um uh DSA assignment. At the top, just write DSA assignment. Then you put your before image, then your after image. Put it there. Do you understand what I mean? 1200 by 1080 pixels. Yeah, you create it by yourself in portrait mode, in portrait mode, in portrait mode, in portrait mode. So then you do the before and after of the image I have edited using adjustment layer. Just use adjustment layer. Just use adjustment layer. If you can take a screenshot of um your editing or whatever, make it the second slide of your post. First slide will be the design I have done there, or the photo editing I have done there. The next slide will be maybe a screenshot of your Photoshop interface when you were making the edits and all of that, or showing us your layers, how you were able to toggle the adjustment layer and all of that. So that you upload it and submit the way we have been submitting it. Just tag DSA before tomorrow. This one has deadline. You have to do it between now and tomorrow's class. So because we couldn't review our assignments in today's class, so tomorrow I'll start by reviewing the previous assignments. Then we'll go to today's assignments. Then we'll dash into class. Then Wednesday we'll continue. Then next week we'll also continue, because there's a lot. I'm telling you, there is a whole lot. And even me, I can't finish teaching you. That's why we have Mr. Dayo as well. So yeah, there's a lot that we have to learn together. So we're just gonna take them step by step. And we're also trying to touch Illustrator. Man, there's just a lot. We're also trying to touch Illustrator. Probably we also have somebody come and do that as well so that we can learn from different people. So how many of us enjoyed today's class? Let me know in the comment section if you learned anything at all. If you learned anything at all. If you learned anything at all. Don't forget, it's not the primary class I taught you today. It's not to change color of shirt alone o. That just came up during my explanation, but it's just basically how to make use of the adjustment layer. The title of today's class is not how to change color of shirt, but I just had to quickly explain that because I was already in the adjustment layer. I just tipped you that one. I see a whole lot of things that I can do. So don't think that's the major thing, but I just showed you how to play around editing images in Photoshop. You understand? So okay, somebody said Instagram posting size is 1350 by 1080. You can do 1350 by 1080 or you can do 1200 by 1080. I still post 1200 by 1080, but if you want to do 1350, I just want it in portrait mode. Portrait mode. 1350, 1200, you're good to go. But make sure it is in portrait mode. So thank you very much. I also enjoyed the class. I also learned a lot. I also learned a lot. Somebody said the class was too much, that there was so much to learn to this class, that it was a bit much. So we are sorry for overloading you. Uh, yeah, so that will be all for today's class. My name is Emmanuel Adeyemo. Don't forget to submit your assignment. Till we meet again, same channel, same station, same time, tomorrow, next tomorrow. Please stay well and make sure you do your assignments, do your designs. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a good night rest.